This week we take you with us to the Great Smoky Mountains. We make campfire chili. We see dancing deer and majestic elk, and a song I made up about my shoes while we hike. Welcome to our van trekking lifestyle. Pisgah National Forest.
You want to stop?
Yeah, we got a long ways to drive.
All right, 30 minutes.
23 miles on this one road. It's a boogery road.
Pretty...
Wow, look at this. It's like turn right, turn left, but it's on the same road.
Ooh, look up here.
Almost at Smokemont Campground, which is another National Park Service campground that we're going to stay at. We just saw all those elk back there just as we're coming onto the parkway. It was really inspiring. It made the long drive over here really worthwhile, and hopefully that's not going to be the only elk we see while we're here. It's pretty common now to see them, especially this time of year. They used to be extinct here, but they brought some in from Montana to try to rebirth them here and give them a place. It's really flourished. And to see that many at one time, that was something there. Well, we wanted to get here before dark so we could get set up and get everything in place, and we accomplished that. It's getting cold here, and we're going to take Maggie for a walk, and we'll come back and see about cooking dinner. Not sure what we're going to do, but you see back behind me, we've got a corner lot here, which we're pretty happy about. Once all the cars stop moving around, this will be a pretty quiet place to be, and we're right across from the stream, so pretty good spot. And the elk come down through here as well, so hopefully this will be a good spot for us to hang out for a few days. Tonight for dinner, we're going to make grilled cheese over the fire in the cast iron skillet. Trick to this is just making sure you turn them a lot so they don't burn. Hopefully I can do that. Our first morning at Smokemont, and it's going to start the way it usually does, except this time we get to walk across this footbridge to let Maggie go for her morning walk. Good morning. We're glad you're with us.
These old shoes that walked up mountains, these old shoes that walked on shores, these old shoes that walked 1,000 miles and they'll walk 8,000 more. These old shoes are broken, comfortable. These old shoes still look brand new. You can learn a lot about who I am just from my old shoes.
Okay, these have to be the neatest bridges across streams we've ever been on. Maggie had a little bit of hesitation because as you get to the middle of that, it starts to bend and bow a little bit.
Some folks play in work boots, and some folks work in tennis shoes. Some people own boat shoes, even though they don't own a boat. Some folks work in loafers. Some people mow their grass in bedroom shoes. And me, I wear my Merrills everywhere I go. 'Cause these old shoes have walked up mountains. These old shoes have walked on shores. These old shoes have walked 1,000 miles, and they'll walk 8,000 more. These old shoes are broken comfortable. These old shoes still look brand new. And you can tell a lot about who I am just from my old shoes. 'Cause I don't trade in my old prints when the new ones come around. And you can count on me, baby, till life shop closes down. These old shoes are like a good friend, tried, fitted, and true. These old shoes don't rub me the wrong way, no matter what I do. Yeah, I got new shoes in my closet. I've been known to buy one or two. Nothing fits me like my Merrills. God, I love these old shoes. 'Cause these old shoes have walked on mountains. These old shoes have walked on shores. These old shoes have walked 1,000 miles, and they'll walk 8,000 more. These old shoes are broken comfortable. These old shoes still look brand new. You can tell a lot about who I am just from my old shoes.
So why do so many people like to travel when they retire?
We're going to discuss several of the reasons and the benefits. What'd you find?
A leaf. Look how big it is. Why is it bigger than my head?
It's bigger than your
Bigger
head.
than my head.
It's a head leaf.
Not everyone feels the need to travel.
Especially when they retire. Some folks like to just put down roots and enjoy that home.
Like your grandfather.
Yeah, my grandfather, my dad's dad, I bet he never went more than 20 or 30 miles away from his home, but he did explore a lot in that area, but he didn't like to travel away from home. Home was where he could put his feet up in that chair that eventually he had to tape together to hold together when he got a little older.
And he spray painted it, didn't he?
He did, he sprayed. Yeah, that's where Lynn got her love of spray painting everything. But you know, not everybody's going to want to travel. That doesn't mean that those that do are wrong or those that stay home are wrong. It's just that everyone is different. Just like not everyone likes to travel, well, those that do, most of them like to travel in different methods.
Some people like to fly and go abroad.
And some people like to get on a cruise ship and stay on that cruise ship forever. Some people like to go to a home on the beach and rent it for 2 or 3 weeks and enjoy that same thing.
We kind of like getting in our RV and just exploring.
And sometimes it'll put you in a place that everybody has gone. And sometimes you'll find an off the beaten path like we've done today beside of the Smoky Mountain National Park Road. I know you can see through, but you can make it. Good girl. We get get this question a lot. Do you have to be full-time to really enjoy traveling? And some people do. Some people travel full-time and they make that their way of life. They sell everything they have and they buy an RV and they hit the road. You've seen the movies and you've seen the videos and you've watched a lot of the YouTube channels. But for Lynn and I, we like the combination of having a home we can go home to and a van we can hop in and travel.
The main reason we started RVing was to be able to take our dog at the time, Jake. And with time, we found out that we just love it.
We love it. It's just perfect for all three of us. So when our pup passed away after 17 years and Maggie came into our lives, she inherited parents that already loved the RV. And she's seen more of the world than a lot of people have through the eyes and the front windshield of an RV. She's a happy little pup dog. But we can't imagine ever waking up and traveling without her, can we?
No, we can't.
So that rules out getting on an airplane, and that rules out a cruise ship and lots of other things. But it puts us in situations like this, where we're out in the middle of nowhere, and she's right here with us. And I think she's decided she's just going to take a nap. Now, why you decide to RV may be totally different. There are many, many reasons to RV, but for us, it boiled down to we just couldn't imagine being away from our pet, Jake, and now Maggie. Studies have shown that couples who retire and travel live longer and healthier lives. But why is that?
The first benefit is you stay more active, both mentally and physically.
Especially if your wife is always taking you on a 2 or 3 mile hike that you didn't know you were heading out on.
While it can lead to a lot of arguments when you first start out,
once you figure it out, it leads to a healthier and happier marriage because you spend 24/7 together. And once you figure that out, you land on things you both love. There are a lot of things you have to accomplish. You have a lot of planning you have to do together.
it seems like there's always a problem we have to solve, and we do that together.
Seems like we're always ending up in a campground where we're by ourselves with no cell phone connectivity and we have to entertain ourselves. The entire process means that I've become a better husband.
And I've probably become a better wife.
And together we've become the couple I think we were meant to be. It doesn't mean it's going to happen for you if you get in a van and start traveling around. Chances are you're either going to be really happy or you're going to kill each other. but you'll find out pretty quickly which side of that you're going to land on. So sometimes you have to improvise. We left the can opener at home. I don't know why. I guess because we took it in to wash it. So I had to use my knife to open the cans up old-timey style, but I got it done. I like this can. It's got a built-in can opener already with it, so that's really cool. Got the fire going. We let it burn for a while and get down to some coals so that we can cook some chili. And maybe it's because everybody likes to do the same thing, or you like to see the same kind of things, but it seems we're always making and keeping really good friends while we're out traveling.
For sure. I think a lot of it's because that, you have something that you like that's in common, so you're like-minded.
Yeah, like
you appreciate the outdoors, you appreciate the beauty and nature.
We've changed into coats because we just met someone else. His name is Bill. He's from Tallahassee, and we struck up a conversation and began a friendship, I believe. Enough so that when Lynn forgot to bring the can opener for dinner tonight, I walked over and borrowed his can opener. Unfortunately, it was a little rusty and it didn't work any better than my knife. But you know what? You make friends when you're out here doing this, because in a lot of places like this, that's about all there is to do. You sit around, you talk to people, and you hike together, and you eat together. And
another benefit of traveling is the memories that you're able to make.
And that doesn't mean you have to be part of a YouTube channel or make videos. You can do pictures, you can do paintings if you want to, anything you need to do. You may keep a journal, but whatever you do, you're going to have memories that are going to stick with you for the rest of your life, of places you've gone and things that you've seen.
People you've met.
Things that make you smile. We're often having a conversation too about traveling. Do you have to go to totally new places every time you travel, or is it okay to go to familiar places? between the two of us, this one, I think she'd want to go to a new place every time we go somewhere.
I do like to experience new things, but there is a comfort in going to somewhere you already know. But it's like this trip. We've been here many, many times.
To the Great Smoky Mountain
to the
National
Great Smoky
Park.
Mountains, but we've never actually camped in this campground. And we've never hiked on a lot of the trails that we've hiked on. So even though we've visited here a lot, it's totally different, and it's a new experience for me. So,
yeah. So I guess the answer is, a benefit of traveling is that you get to experience new things, and you get to re-experience old things. And I'm learning the older we get, the more new some of the old things seem, if that makes any sense.
the more new some of the old things
Yeah,
seem.
it's like I've never done that before, even though you'll tell me many times, we just did that last year, but
you forget
you know, I just forget I did it.
Okay.
But I've got the
So
memories.
everything's new.
Everything's new once you get to a certain point. Griddle me this. What do you do when you're planning on making a meal that has cans you need to open, but you forgot your can opener? Well, you improvise, and you use your knife. And what if you plan to make that meal on your griddle, but there's a propane shortage, as there is right now in the U.S., and especially with those little green bottles? Well, you have a campfire, you get your skillet out, and you pretend it's a griddle. That's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to make something Lynn and I love a lot. It's our version of one pot chili. First thing you need to do, start a fire and get some coal. Good catch.
Good, get.
Then we're going to add a few crushed tomatoes to this. Some Rotel tomatoes. And we have some light red kidney beans. Last thing we'll add in. And while it's really, really easy to start a fire in the solo stove, it's really, really hard to control the temperature when you're cooking. So if you see, I've got this off on one side of it to keep it away from the flame, because right over top of this sucker, it is really hot. And it cooks really well, it cooks evenly, but it's a hot way to cook, so you have to be careful not to burn things. And last but not least, we're going to add some chili powder and cumin to taste. About a quarter teaspoon or so of cumin. Alrighty, it is getting cold out here. Let's dip out a little bowl of this. And before I put all the stuff on, I'm just going to give a little taste here. Oh wow, campfire chili. You can't beat that. You just can't beat it. I'll put a little cheese on top because that's the way we like it. You can make it any way you want. Lynn and I have our own way of making it. I'm going to take a little dollop of sour cream. Top of that, I'm going to put just a few Fritos. Now, you may think we're crazy for putting Fritos on here, but I'm telling you, it gives it some crunch, it gives it a little bit of flavor, and just look at that. We just made that on the solo stove in a skillet in about 30 minutes. That's pretty awesome. Let's give this a taste here, Mama. That is awesome. Well, that's another griddle me this, but this time on the cast iron skillet. You're going to see this cast iron skillet a lot during these next few episodes because here in the eastern United States, we're having a shortage of the green propane bottles. So I can't use my Blackstone. I'm liking this anyway. Bon appetit. See you down the road. We just finished cooking. We just had Paul and Arlene walk by, who are subscribers of ours and watch our videos. It was really good to meet you guys, and we can't wait to come and look at your truck camper here pretty soon. And also remember, we told you we make new friends all the time. We invited Bill, who's over here beside of us, to come over for some campfire chili, so he's going to join us for dinner. Awesome. Hey, look at you.
And I'm bringing some
Kettle style.
They're Zappos.
Zappos.
Or Zaps.
Yeah, look at you, man.
Open it up, cook it, hot water. It's good stuff. Yeah. Bring tortillas. It is amazing.
This is our last morning in the Smokemont campground in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. So when this thing's open, it's a huge campground, but it's still really hard to get a reservation here because it's in such high demand. Across the stream is the F section. This is even bigger than we thought. There are no hookups at this campground. It's a completely dry camping experience, but they do have generator hours for certain sections. But when they close the C, D, E, and F section, then both A and B are available to have generators, and we kind of learned that the hard way. Yesterday, we took a hike up and around this mountain here, and we could see this section of the campground. And it's awesome to get to walk over here today and view it. The weather has been absolutely fantastic. It's gotten down to the low 30s and upper 20s each night we've been here, but the daytime temperatures have slowly risen to, I think the daytime temperature today is going to be in the low 70s. So it's a perfect time to be visiting this area. Here's a typical setup for the campground. Most of them have tent pads and everything is paved.
This campground is huge. A lot bigger than our little bitty loop. But it's a good place to walk Maggie in the morning.
We'll get something to drink, Magdalene. Is that not cold, Maggie? Woo! Maggie's got a happy tail. So, for those of you that are new to our channel, that's what we mean at the end of each video when we say happy tails. If Maggie's happy, usually that means we're happy.
But every time we see that happy tail, we always smile.
Hey, we do, every time. And you usually now you go like this, don't you? How do you go? Happy tails. Happy tails are here again. So before we leave the Smokemont area, we're going to ride into Cherokee and eat breakfast. One of our neighbors told us a great place to go get breakfast, and then we'll stop back by and try one more time to see the elk, and if we miss it, we'll head to the next spot, Totem Pole Craft Shop. Waiting on breakfast?
Waiting on breakfast. Yum, yum.